Back on 28 September 2020, Genshin Impact was released to the world. I joined on 30th September 2020, 2 days after the release, as I saw Xiangling's trailer. The game looked great. It had the anime art style, voice acting seemed good, and gameplay looked fun. As such, I decided to start playing. I was slacking off for the first few days, and on 6th of October 2020, I had enough Acquaint Fates to pull for the beginner banner. After 20 pulls, the meteor turned gold. It was a 5-star, and that was when I obtained my first ever character, Diluc. I was so happy. I asked around and found out he was one of the best DPS at the time. My Genshin journey would hence be set. After that, I obtained Venti, Fischl, and Barbara, of which became my first ever team in Genshin Impact. I used it for exploration, world bosses, and even the Abyss. But how does this team fare today? Let's find out. Before I continue the video, can I just say a huge thank you to everyone for helping me to reach 400 subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you for helping me to get yet another step closer to my goal of 1000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, do consider subscribing as I post regular Genshin Impact videos, and it would be great if you could be here to enjoy them as they release. Thank you in advance. Without further ado, my name is ChargeCoin, and let's begin the video. Before we look at how this 2020 team fares today, let's first take a look at how it works. I mean, honestly, what can I say? This team was made out of necessity. There were only so many resources and characters that you could get on day 1. But anyway, with the little knowledge of elemental reactions at the time, how this team works is that Venti can have crowd control by using his burst to trap smaller enemies. Whoever on the team that attacks with an element next can allow Venti to swirl the element and deal extra elemental damage to the enemy. Diluc is of course the main DPS, dealing pyro damage with his elemental skill. After he uses his burst, his normal attacks will also be infused with pyro for a short amount of time. Fischl is there to act as a support to Diluc to trigger Overloaded, while Barbara is there for the sustainability and hydro application for Diluc to vaporize when her ring touches the enemy. Of course, my weapons weren't that good on day 1, and I certainly didn't have 4 Diluc constellations then. As such, the main purpose for today's video is to see how well this team actually fares today with the right weapons and right artifacts. Let's first take a look at how good this team fares in the Overworld. As you can see in the footage, not very good. The team just isn't able to deal enough damage fast enough to carry on to the next destination. But what about a weekly boss like Apep? For the smaller mobs, I'm actually quite amazed at the amount of damage Venti can do with his burst after swirling an element. For Diluc however, he can barely dish out enough damage for Apep even with Overloaded and some Vaporize. But what about the Shouki no Kami? Well, it is even worse. In the first phase, it takes so much time for Diluc to even bring the robot down. In the second phase, even though after Scaramouche gets paralyzed and gets a huge minus 140% resistance, the team still struggles to take him down. What a shame. Long story short, this team does not fare well at all today. But why exactly is this so? Well, let me explain. Firstly, while Venti's crowd control is good, the fact that he can only crowd control lighter enemies, and that he can only do so with his burst, means that he will need time to first recharge it, unlike another character like Kazuha. His accuracy is also worse than Kazuha. It is often hard to target the right enemy, and if you are too close, you are likely to just miss the burst. Secondly, the Overloaded reaction just isn't very strong. What's more, it becomes extremely annoying as the reaction will cause an explosion that hits smaller enemies back, thereby preventing Diluc from defeating smaller mobs as quickly as he could originally. Diluc's kit is also extremely outdated. His EQ is too slow as he's a claymore user and takes too long to cool down. After it goes on cooldown, he has no source of pyro damage until his burst gets recharged. For Barbara, well, it's Barbara. Her healing is fine I guess, and with C6 can revive one of your character's health to full. The Hydro application with her ring, however, just isn't that good. Overall, this experiment really gave me a lot of insights. It is interesting to go back to try the team that I used to play when I first started out in Genshin. I could really see how my team building skills and understanding of the Genshin mechanics, such as the elemental reactions, have improved over time. Characters have also changed over the course of the game. Some characters are still relevant today, such as Barbara for Bloom teams and Fischl for Aggravate, while others such as Venti and Diluc have been power crept by Kazuha and Hu Tao respectively, not just by their power, but also by the ease of use of their kits. As such, it is important to take into account your team synergy when creating your teams, as I mentioned in my video, how to create your perfect team. So take into account your synergy, and you can create a team that is perfect for you, even by today's Genshin power level. With that, we've come to the end of today's video. What is your first team in Genshin? Do let me know down in the comment section below. If you found that today's video helped you out, or you just enjoyed it in general, do consider leaving a like, comment or subscribe, as it will really help out the channel and get me closer to my goal of 1000 subscribers. I make regular Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail videos, and I hope that you will be here to watch them as they release. Thank you in advance and bye bye!